Hello everyone, Kyle here, and welcome to Let's Play Metroid Fusion. So, I've played a couple of Metroid games on this channel so far. I've actually done the first three, and this is the fourth game in the series, so I'm like, you know what, I might as well continue that. It has been, oh god, almost over 4 years since I last did a Metroid game, because I actually did the first three games all back in 2011, and yeah, so I haven't done a Let's Play of a Metroid game in a really long time, and I wanted to do it. So keeping in line with those games, I will be getting 100% in this playthrough, and I'm also going to try to go for the best ending, which to do that you have to get 100% in the game, and then you also have to beat it in under 2 hours. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge, but I'm going to try it. As you can see up here, I've got the this practice file, so I'm not quite done with it yet, and I'm already over 2 hours on that, but I'm actually doing a lot better than I thought. So yeah, this should be okay. Go ahead and do it on C. Now, just one thing I want to mention real quick, I am playing this on the Wii U Virtual Console, so right now I'm playing on my gamepad because, you know, it's my setup's a little complicated, so I have to play on the gamepad and not the TV screen. But so if there's some minor sync issues, that's why, and that's also why I put it on headphones. So because I actually have my headphones plugged into this. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get this started. I'd been assigned to watch over Biologics research team, so I once again found myself on the surface of SR-388. Referring back to Metroid 2, for those of you guys who didn't know. And this looks a lot better than it did in the second game. Obviously. Yeah. So, like, I don't know how many people actually played Metroid 2, but this would definitely be a really nice throwback for people who really like that game. It was there that I was attacked by a life form I had never encountered before. Yeah, it looked like a blob. It was only later that I learned the identity of my attacker, the parasitic organism we now know as X, because we could not think of a better name. Unaware of my condition, I was returning to the station when disaster struck. Once the X had infested my central nervous system, I lost consciousness and my ship drifted into an asteroid belt. Well, shit. That's not good. Yeah. So this is the scene that we saw when we started up the game. And she was awoken by aliens. The ship's emergency systems automatically ejected the escape pod before impact. Biologics vessel recovered it and transported me to Galactic Federation HQ. However, during the journey, the X multiplied within me, and I began to exude butterscotch pudding from my power suit. Corrupting large areas of my power suit. Yeah, that's what it looked like, though. Butterscotch pudding. It then came to light that the organic components of my power suit had become so integrated with my system that it could not be removed while I was unconscious. Large portions of my suit had to be surgically removed, dramatically altering my physical appearance. However, the X of my central nervous system were too embedded to be removed safely. I was given a minimal chance of survival. And then someone brought some goop. Or some slime from Ghostbusters. That's what that looks like. Or flubber. Okay. Quit being silly, man. It seems that the Federation had managed to preserve a cell culture from the last infant Metroid from SR-388. The serum was prepared and injected without delay. Okay. The X-parasites were immediately and completely destroyed. So they're basically using the Metroid cell to kill off the X, because on SR-388 the X were like the Metroid's main like food source pretty much, which is weird. As for me, one life ended, yet I survived, reborn as something different. Yeah, I got that nice snazzy blue suit now. Yeah, I actually don't like how this suit looks. I'd rather just see her in her original like Varia suit. I owe the Metroid hatchling my life twice over. Will soon be arriving at the BSL research station, so this is her computer, I guess. Oops. And there I go, skipping stuff. The ship's computer has notified me of our approach to the Biologic Space Labs, or BSL, research station. During my surgery, the research team sent the last batch of creatures we captured there, as well as the infected pieces of my power suit. After regaining consciousness, I learned that an unexplained explosion rocked the station. For some reason, this awoke a nameless fear in my heart, and now I am being sent there to investigate. My mission on the BSL station will be overseen by my new ship's computer. Following the commands of this blunt, computerized CO is something I have to bear, as it was a condition of my taking the ship. For someone who dislikes taking orders, this is the second time I found myself having to do so. It makes me recall my other CO. Yeah, we'll learn who that was later on. And if you've played Other M, you'll know who that is. That's actually like one of two... Well, actually, I have played it, but I've never completed it. Really, the only Metroid game I've never played that could be considered a main part of the story was Metroid Prime Hunters, which I actually have that on the Virtual Console for the Wii U, so I need to play that eventually. There's been an explosion in the quarantine bay. The bay currently stores capsules containing recent samples from SR-388, as well as parts of your suit infected by the X parasites. The cause of this explosion is as yet unclear. Investigate. The quarantine bay is here. Move quickly and quietly. You are still unable to use most of your latent abilities. Don't forget that, Samus. Stop at the navigation room on the way, uplink from there. Is your objective clear? Now go to the quarantine bay. Alright, here we go. So, I've already mentioned that this is the fourth game in the Metroid series. It was the first one to be on a mobile console, obviously. Well, actually, no. No, I lie. It was actually the second, because Metroid 2 was also on the... it was on the Game Boy. But, man, when I think of Metroid 2 is one of the games that I don't really think of. And that's because, in my opinion, it's such an obscure title, but, oh well. Okay, let's see what our computer has to say. The quarantine bay is ahead. Biosigns are confirmed. Be careful. Well, thank you for your concern. Okay, so in this game, you basically, like, your progress is determined by this computer. So, as Samus said, we are taking orders from it. So, you essentially have missions, but not really. It's kind of hard to describe. Basically, the computer just tells you where to go. So, it's a lot less open-ended than the first three Metroid games were, but it's still just as good. There's one of the gloops, and he just flies away. We'll learn later on that you can actually absorb those, and they basically take the place of energy and missile replenish things in this game. But yeah, we'll learn all of that later from the computer. But okay, so we went to the room. We didn't really find anything except for that creature, but I don't know what exactly we were supposed to find. This is unfortunate news. The specimens brought back by the field team were infected by X parasites. The X can mimic its prey. Any specimen could have hosted it. Before the explosion, a security sensor scanned one. The gelatinous X parasites invade and rapidly reproduce, killing the host creature. They also absorb DNA and use it to mimic the host. You were almost killed by an X infection, only the Metroid vaccine saved your life. It seems Metroids were the main predators of the X. That's why the vaccine works so quickly and so well. But it has also changed your cellular makeup. You will never be infected by X again. In fact, you can now absorb any free-floating X parasite without a host by merely touching them. Okay? This will allow you to replenish health and restore weapons. You may also restore latent abilities this way, so pursue a free X parasites whenever you possibly can. This station is home to many specimens, some violent ones. We must keep the X out of the breeding environments at all costs. This is vital, Samus. I am already detecting massive biosigns in this region. The X are gathering. This may be our chance to exterminate them, but you're only at 10% battle capacity. Your chance of survival is extremely low. The Federation needs you alive and on duty, Samus. Is your objective clear? So anytime you're asked this, you can hit no, but basically the computer just repeats itself, so better to just say yes. Now get going. I have released the lock on level 0 hatches. Look for the blinking hatches. Okay. So yeah, already, you could see the big differences between this and, say, Super Metroid. So now, like, the game is basically telling us where to go, whereas in Super Metroid, you more or less just had to find your own way. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I actually kind of like it to some degree. But I don't know. I think I'm really torn. Oh, we can't go there yet. I'm really torn between saying that Super Metroid is my favorite game and that this is my favorite game in the Metroid series. You know, it's kind of hard for me to say exactly which one it is that I like better, but I have received news from HQ. They can support you with downloadable weapons data. Once you have this data, you'll be able to use missiles. This will help you against some enemies your beam can't hurt. Head to the data room for the download. The data room is here. Is your objective clear? With missiles, your chance of survival climbs to 20%. So, just because we get missiles, we already get like a 10% boost in our survival ability. And missiles are such a basic thing. Like, when I played this game as a kid, I always tried to like calculate how much my battle capacity or whatever she just said, like how that would increase as I picked up different things. It seems a bit silly, but you know, I would think that getting later items would increase it more than just 10%. So I always figured that by like the end of the game I would be over 100% battle capacity. So I don't know. That probably didn't make any sense, but I do tend to overthink things sometimes. Maybe not so much anymore, but as a kid I definitely did. Anywho, so in this data room, which is where you're going to get most of your items, we get the missiles. Okay. I was actually going to do something when that chime was going on, but dang it, I was talking. Oh well, there will be other opportunities. Electrical interference has knocked out the elevators on the main deck. This may be related to the X. I'll work on it. As for you, try to find another way to the target. It's located here. I'm reading huge bio signs, so I hope your missiles work. To reload missiles, you can use a recharge room or absorb a special type of X parasite. You'll see them. Try it out. Is your objective clear? Yes. Missiles are your only hope. Don't hesitate to use them. Now, find a way to the target. I like how the computer said that it hopes that the missiles work. It's like, you know what? You should know if they work. Or HQ should know if they work. I mean, they can't just send me like something like that and not know if it works or not. That's just irresponsible. But yeah, as I was saying, you will get most of your items in this game from the data rooms. It's not like the other games where you just pick them up from Chozo statues or just lying around. So yeah, it's a bit of a big difference. So you can still find collectibles and stuff just lying around. That hasn't changed. But it's just mainly like, you know, you don't just pick up a lot of your power-ups. In fact, I don't think there's really any that you just pick up. I think you do get all of them from data rooms or from bosses, but we'll see more of that later on. Okay. Man, that guy looks dopey as fuck. Yeah, I guess those are supposed to be actual, like, zombies. So it's just X that are, using human DNA to manifest themselves, which is a little weird, but yeah. Okay. So we've got this weird room with some ominous music playing. We've got our first energy tank. And we also have a power-up here, so you want to make sure to not drop down this shaft yet. Because if you do, there's like blocks that break and you can't get back up here. And so we get our first two energy tanks right off the back, which is nice. So yeah, I get that before you drop off here, or else you will regret it, because you'll have to make the trip all the way back over here. Anyways, we got a giant X ball, and it turns into Arachnus. So, for those of you guys who aren't familiar with Metroid 2, this was actually a boss that was in that game. Actually, you know what? I don't even know if it was a boss. I think it might have just been just an enemy that you fight. Not quite sure. Oh, okay, there we go. It's actually really simple. Okay, so this right here is known as an X-core. So you will fight one of these every time that you fight a boss. So it's just a really weak form of the boss. You just gotta shoot it, I think 3 to like 6 times with a missile, and it kills them. Anyways, there we go. Morph ability recovered. Press down twice to morph. Dang it, there. I was gonna say something with that chime again, but again, I was talking, so oh well. Okay. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about, and even when I do it, I don't think many of you will know what I'm talking about, but yeah. Okay. So, we got the morph ball, we've got the missiles. We are making really good progress for the first, like, 10 minutes of this game, I gotta say. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this part off here. I'm gonna try to keep these videos just a little short. So, yeah. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you like this playthrough, please feel free to like, subscribe, and let me know what you think of this playthrough so far. So leave a comment. Those are always greatly appreciated. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.